welcome back 6th grade virtual learners, and this is another edition of Too Good for Drugs. Now, last week we talked about alcohol. Now, who can tell me which alcoholic beverage has more alcohol per serving, beer, wine, or liquor? And remember, they all contain the same amount of alcohol per serving. Now, do you think someone who tries alcohol or any drug even one time expects to be using the drug for many years to come? No, they don't. Today we're going to talk about another drug that affects people's health and other abilities to reach their goals. Now, this drug is highly addictive. And what does addictive mean? Addictive means the person feels like they must have that drug. And the person will continue using even when using the drug causes problems or makes them ill. Today we're going to talk about the health risk of using nicotine and tobacco products. Now, nicotine is the addictive chemical in all tobacco products. No matter how the tobacco products are packaged or used, they all contain nicotine. Now, cigarettes are one type of tobacco product. Now, there are many other tobacco products. We have cigars, dip, chewing tobacco, e-cigs, hookah tobacco, and tobacco or nicotine vape pens. The first one we're going to talk about today is cigarettes. Now, cigarettes are made from finely chopped tobacco cured with chemical additives to preserve the tobacco. Now, cigars are made from tobacco leaves. Cigars are stronger than cigarettes, and a single cigar can contain as much nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. Next, we have pipe tobacco, and it's roughly ground and often fruit flavored. It may smell like apples, cherries, or cinnamon, but despite the sweet smell, pipe smoke is as toxic as any tobacco product. Next, we have chewing tobacco, and that is a smokeless tobacco product. It usually is made from tobacco leaves that have been damaged by insects. And chewing tobacco contains nicotine and other cancer-causing chemicals. Next, we have dip, and is also a smokeless tobacco product made of fine powder of ground tobacco leaves and stems. And dip is typically flavored to match a strong, bitter taste. Then we have ENDS, which stands for Electronic Nicotine Delivery Systems. And it's used as a liquid that may contain nicotine, as well as varying compositions of flavoring. The liquid is heating to form an aerosol that is inhaled, and some ends are manufactured to look like cigarettes, cigars, or pipes. Others resemble pens, highlighters, or other everyday items. And last but not least, we have hookah tobacco, also known as water pipe tobacco. And it is smoked with a hookah water pipe, excuse me. Now, hookah smoke contains many of the same toxic chemicals that are in cigarette smoke, including nicotine. Now, addiction develops in stages. The user is often unaware of developing addiction until it's too late. Chances are the first time won't be the last. So when everybody open your workbook to page 13, in the section titled Stages of Addiction. And look how each stage progresses, okay? First stage we have is experimental use. This stage includes first-time use, and at this stage, substance use is a choice, and the person may or may not use again. Next, we have pattern use. At this stage, the decision to use a drug is still a choice, and the user does not use all the time, and they don't use the drug alone, but rather in a social situation if the drug is around. Now, the user does not experience withdrawal symptoms yet, but the user's body starts to develop a tolerance for the drug. Next, we have stage 3, which is problem use. At this stage, the ability to use the drug becomes the primary focus, and the user may begin to experience withdrawal symptoms. And withdrawal begins when the user stops taking the drug and starts experiencing uncomfortable symptoms without the drug. And last but not least, we have addiction. At this stage, the desire to find and use the drug dominates all the needs despite the negative consequences of the drug use. And drug use is no longer a choice. And the cravings become so strong, the user must have the drug on a regular basis just to feel normal. Now, I'm going to read a few scenarios. And with these scenarios, I want you to try to answer at home what stage of addiction this person is on, all right? Now, number 1, I haven't been close with my friend since she started needing nicotine all the time. She has to have a cigarette every morning before school, and her teeth are turning yellow. I heard that if she doesn't get her fix, she doesn't feel normal. So what stage is that? If you guess stage 4, addiction stage, that is the correct answer. Next, my friend smokes cigarettes every now and then, and only in social situations. He says he's getting used to the nicotine and doesn't feel sick like he did the first time he tried. So what stage is that? The answer to that is stage 2, pattern use. Number 3, my friend and I were at a party and someone offered us a cigarette. I said, no thanks. But my friend said, why not? I'm curious to try. She took a puff of the cigarette and started coughing and felt sick. The answer to that is stage 1, experimental use. In number 4, my friend has been suspended from school for smoking on campus. She's been caught stealing money to buy cigarettes to feed her addiction. She continues to use despite these negative consequences. And the answer to that is stage 4, addiction. Now, in spite of the well-known harmful effects of tobacco use on the body, people choose to use nicotine products anyway. Some will say everybody does it. So let's find out the statement is really true. So I want you all to look on page 13 where it says gauge your misperceptions. You all are going to shade what the percentage of students your age in the United States use tobacco products. If you think 100%, you'll shade the whole gauge. If you think 50%, you'll only shade half. If you think less than that, you'll shade less than that, all right? Now, on actual, I want you to look on actual, and I want you to write down 7% and shade 7%. Only 7% of students your age use tobacco products. Is 7% everybody? No, they're not. From now on, when someone tries to give you that peer pressure line, you will know the truth. So next week, we'll learn more about another drug that some people have misperceptions and false expectations about.